At times too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why he's a little hard on that one.
Again, I did pick Kentucky. I'll just say that again. I mean,
I know Jeff just is. I think
I don't
he's.
know.
Yeah, I think he's hangry. I think he's hungry and angry at the same time when he calls in.
Well, what's up, Wolverine Dan?
Yeah. Wolverine Dan with us now as well. Good morning, sir. Well, he smoked a few. That is for darn sure.
He always finds a way to try to pick a fight with me. I didn't try to pick a fight with him today. I just Bob and I exchanged some barbs, but
Bob's are different. Though.
I
Bob's are
appreciate
in
Bob
good.
listening to the show. I mean,
Bob's are in good taste, though.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously, and being a Georgia fan, I understand why he doesn't like Florida. I mean, I dig it. Well, like I say, man, and Georgia won it all. We always talk, but Bob brings up all, he has to always point up that, well, it's a bunch of excuses from Alabama fans. Well, I mean, I've heard a bunch from Georgia fans over the years, especially 2017, and it's always something. So again, I mean, but Alabama's is fact because I mean, we saw the game the month before and it was one sided. So it is what it is.
Uh,
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
yeah. Great call,
Thanks,
Wolverine
Dan.
Dan. Got to
Appreciate
move
it.
on, buddy. Sorry for the short and brief conversation. Got to get that break in because Charlie Wilburn's got to join us. Coming up after the break, we got to hand out our Team of the Week award.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
We've gotten several reports of fog this morning, so be careful, especially if you have a long way to go. Accident-wise, I'm not seeing anything. We do have a couple of fuel spills, though. Clinton and Governors and 251 in Johnson Lane in Limestone County. We're working on getting both of those taken care of. 2030 fast track to make your clothes fall off. Greg lost 92 pounds in 6 months on the plan. Our free hormone quiz will tell you if it can work for you. 2030huntsville.com. Captain Nick in the 72 and Jan Popeye Scout on the Stratford Center.
Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for their 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers their members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite leagues, including college football and the NFL. They've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest European slots, and their live dealers are waiting for you at the tables. Sign up at BetUS.com and use the promo code WZZN. That's BetUS.com and the promo code WZZN.
Do you know that your car or truck or SUV may be worth up to 30 or 40% more than it was last year? It's true. Bobby White back again for Willie Anderson Ford, and now is the perfect time to trade in, trade certified or Blue certified pre-owned car, truck, SUV, or crossover. While our new vehicle inventory continues to build back, our Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles are nearing 100 models to choose from, and a good variety too. Woody Anderson Ford Gold certified vehicles are 6 years or younger with less than 80,000 miles and have passed 172-point inspection by factory certified technicians. They have a 14-day, 1,000-mile money-back guarantee, a great comprehensive limited warranty, 24-hour roadside assistance, and go home with full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. Get nearly a new ride and none of the work.
See you soon.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You know, you'll hear people say we're
See you
like
soon.
but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey.
I'm attorney Gary
Lackey.
Lackey.
My sister,
You
we
know,
have
you'll
a
hear
special
say we're like
See you soon.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey
That's
Law
really
Firm,
true.
when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hey there, folks. Bob Baumhauer here. We're celebrating 40 legendary years here at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. And to kick this off, we're coming in hot with our all-new Alabama Hot Chicken. Fresh southern fried chicken breast smothered in a blend of tangy, immune-boosting herbs and spices with a spicy finish. Served up with a side of homemade smoked Gouda cheese grits, Miss Mary southern greens, and garlic bread. And there's plenty more where that came from. Stop in today and celebrate with us. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
This is Attorney Tommy Sinyard on behalf of Sinyard Law, and again proud to be a sponsor of All Things Football here on ESPN Radio. My son Bart and I started our own law firm July 1 and are very proud and excited to be bringing you our 50 years of collective national award-winning injury trial law experience. Check us out on the web, sinyardlaw.com.
Sinyard Law, nationally recognized, locally respected.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead ran away and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
Each week, they lace it up. Each week, we'll present our Team of the Week.
Get it in here! I got one thing to say!
So it's time for the Bryant Bank Team of the Week presentation.
Indeed it is. Welcome back, Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And we could not do all of this Team of the Week presentation and journeying into the schools and handing out the checks for $500 without our very, very good friends, Bryant Bank. 2 locations in Huntsville, one on Bailey Cove, one downtown, and then there's one soon, and it's about ready to open in Athens. So soon to be 3 locations here in North Alabama, but our very good friends, Bryant Bank, they make this happen. And I think this is a first. This is the 3rd year for our Team of the Week, and I believe this Friday is the first. This is the first time that we will have our current 97.7 ESPN The Zone Bryant Bank Team of the Week face off against the previous week Bryant Bank Team of the Week winner. The Hazel Green Trojans captured it this week. Last week, Decatur captured the award. So I think it's the first time since we've done this that the two will actually meet in back-to-back weeks.
Well, Decatur broke the streak last week, winning that, I believe, 3 overtime game, 39-36 over the Coleman Bearcats on the road. And it's very difficult to win at Coleman. I've been part of broadcasts over there, and you have to have a really good football team, and you have to basically as they say, when you cross the bridge, it was an old saying when you also play at Decatur that you better be 2 touchdowns better, because you're going to be facing a good football team and you're going to have to play through some adversity. And certainly Coleman, is a good team under Oscar Glasscock, and they had come in with a 2-1 record. Decatur got it done, but last week the most amazing performance of the week, I feel like, is the Hazel Green Trojans. And the Hazel Green was playing against a huge rival and in front of a capacity crowd at Bob Greenwood Stadium. And it was amazing. It was a 20-0 deficit, then a 27-7 deficit, and they come back to win 49-42 in regulation. And since opening the season with that tough outing against Sparkman, they have outscored their opponents 97-48. And now, because of that win last week, which was such a special one, and I think they had lost the last 3 to Buckhorn. And now, they've got a 3-game winning streak, and they're headed to Decatur to face the 4-0 Decatur Red Raiders. And Charlie Wilburn, the first-year head coach of the Hazel Green Trojans, is now going to join us to talk about the Bryant Bank Team of the Week, and that's the Hazel Green Trojans. Coach, it's great to have you on the show. How are you doing this morning?
Doing well, guys. How are y'all?
We're doing well. I mean, we can't be doing better than y'all. I mean, what a performance by your kids, man! And I got a chance to see about 2.5 quarters of it. What a comeback, and what a show of grit and mental toughness by your guys.
I mean, you said it. It's our kids were, incredibly resilient. All the things you talk about going into a rivalry game about, not letting the moment, be too big for you, not letting your emotions kind of, take over. We let that happen a little bit in the first half, and to the credit of our kids, they flipped it. They kind of turned the page, and really from the last about 3-4 minutes of the second quarter to the end of the game, I thought we really kind of came into our own, and we grew up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, Coach, what has been the recipe after that season-opening setback against Sparkman? I mean, really, this team looks like it could have went in 2 different directions, but what's been that recipe to keep them on that road to the 3-game win streak?
I think the biggest thing is our kids starting to believe in one another. With the way the first week went, we talked a lot about, hey, look, we didn't have a great night. Sparkman played really well. And again, just kind of have to move on and take it for what it is. I think a lot of times, we get caught up in outside noise and things that we can't really do anything about. And so for us, it was about, hey, let's focus on getting better and doing things kind of one step at a time. We've kind of used the analogy of, you can't just focus on outcomes. It's if you're climbing a mountain, you don't look at the top. You got to look at the next step. And so that's kind of been our deal these last few weeks is let's focus on getting better today. We'll worry about Friday on Friday, but, let's get better each day.
Well, and no question about that, Coach. And I thought it was significant just to take you back to week 2 and week 1, I guess. They call it week 0 and then week 1. But then your second game of the season against Grissom, they were the reigning 97-7 the zone team of the week. They had beaten a really solid Russellville program in week 1. You guys had come off that tough outing. But to go out and shut them out 23-0, I thought it showed a lot that your kids believed in what your coaching staff was preaching, and to go out there and again turn the page and wipe it clean and not let one loss affect you and maybe lead to 2 or 3 more.
Sure, our kids, like I said, we've got great leadership on our team. Our senior class has been through a lot. They're but they've done a really good job of again, kind of rallying everybody and like I said, just sort of pulling us together. It's a group of kids that, for the most part, they really like each other, and I think that's important. And that they play together, they play really hard for each other. So, when you do that, good stuff will happen.
Well, good things have happened. I mean, 2-0, you go into this game with Decatur, and yes, it's a big game. It's Friday night's game, but the most important thing is, Coach, you've put back-to-back region wins on the board.
Yeah, that was huge for us. Obviously the second half of the season, we've got Decatur that's going to be a huge test this week, and then, we've got a couple of region games coming out of a bye that, that are going to kind of determine how the rest of the year goes. So, obviously this one is extremely important. Decatur is, as you guys mentioned, has got a great team. Coach Adcock is, as good as there is around here, and got so much respect for him and how he does things. So, we're looking forward to that challenge, and again, kind of see where we're at.
No question. And speaking of good things, your senior running back, Armand Caldwell, I don't know if 5 touchdowns is the school record for Hazel Green, but certainly what he did, the 19 carries, 270, just a lot of big plays from him. And your running game, I thought, was tremendous in that second half against Buckhorn and was the key to the win.
Yeah, we've improved every week up front, and our numbers kind of bore that out. I mean, we were over 200 yards against Grissom on the ground. And then last week we were well over 300, and a lot of credit goes to Mon, goes to Cat Malloy, our other running back, Griffin Fowler, our quarterback, and our O-line. Those guys have really, again, they've kind of come along and gelled, and so that's been fun to see. And if we can run the ball, obviously that's going to help us. It helps us in the passing game. It helps our defense, keeping them off the field. I mean, so that's been a really positive development with our kids.
Well, what's it going to take? I mean, you do look at Decatur. What kind of stands out about a Coach Adcock team?
Well, they're going to be extremely well coached. They're going to be disciplined. They play really, really hard. Defensively, they are fast. Their defensive line presents a challenge. They all play with their hands really well. They all can get off a block and go make a play. They've got 2 safeties that look like they'll play on Saturdays. Offensively, the quarterback is a really, really talented player. Like I said, it's going to take a really good effort for us. And at the same time, like I said, I'm excited to kind of see us go take that challenge on and kind of see where we measure up.
Well, and Coach, certainly the game against Buckhorn was a tremendous win for your kids, and the comeback was a stirring one. You talked about your quarterback; he's done a nice job, but I'd also like to talk about your staff because you had a late addition to your coaching staff. A good friend of mine, Michael Harper, as OC. He came in like a week before fall camp, and I know it takes a while because to get the lay of the land, learn the players, put in his system. But talk about how what kind of addition he's been, and I think that's probably the reason you guys have been getting better each week offensively, due to the fact that he's now he and the kids are getting on the same page.
Yeah, we were fortunate. Philosophically, he was very similar to kind of where we were headed. But he's done a great job of kind of coming in and putting his stamp on it and all of that. And so that's been big. And we didn't have spring practice.
Right.
And that was, one, we didn't have a staff, and 2, even if we wanted to, we didn't have helmets yet back from our reconditioner.
Huh.
So, it would have been really hard to do that. With him, Alan Willoughby is our defensive coordinator, who was with us when I was the OC at Buckhorn. He was the DC. And, he's done a great job with our defense. We've got, our staff has been incredible. It's been a good mix of guys that have been there and guys that are new. And, and our kids have taken to them. It's been a lot of fun to kind of see that. And like you mentioned, we're still kind of developing and improving, and I don't think that's over yet. Even going into week 5, there's still guys that we're looking to see, okay, what can this guy's role be? And as we sort of figure out what guys can do, let's try to plug them in positions where they can be successful and ultimately help our team.
Mm-hmm. And then now, as you said, this Decatur game is going to be a good measuring stick for you headed into the bye week, and then coming out of that bye is the stretch down the stretch for region play. You guys have put yourself in position in first place. I know that Coach Harper had told me that he felt like this is a program that could go on a playoff run in 6A Region 8, and that will kind of tell the tale coming out of the bye week. And plus, it'll allow you to, after this huge challenge on the road at Ogle Stadium, you can rest up and get healthy a little bit for the second half of the season.
Absolutely. I mean, like we mentioned, that stretch kind of in the middle part of the year is going to determine a lot. Again, with Decatur and then Gaston City and Fort Payne, that's going to sort of dictate where we end up at the end of the year. So, but again, I'm excited about where our kids are and the things that they've done to this point. But again, like we talked about with them, we don't want to be satisfied. We don't want to be done yet. So kind of enjoying the success, but not letting that affect how we work and how we do things, and just continue to take the next step.
Well, Coach, what does it mean to be the Bryant Bank team, the 97.7 ESPN The Zone Bryant Bank Team of the Week?
It's awesome. I'm really happy for our kids, the recognition that they're getting, and like I said, we appreciate all you guys do and all Bryant Bank does to help to support high school athletics around here.
Yeah, well, we congratulate you, Coach. 3-game winning streak. Good luck on the road against Decatur at Ogle Stadium. We'll be out there later this week to present you the check from Bryant Bank for $500 for your program. But congrats, continued success, and certainly proud of what the Trojans have done so far.
Well, we appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thanks. Charlie Wilburn, Hazel Green head coach, our 97.7 ESPN The Zone Bryant Bank Team of the Week. Congratulations to the Trojans. We're on our way out there this week for a special presentation. Let's get a break in. Going to wrap up Hour 1 coming up next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
They have moved the accident on 565 westbound at Sparkman. All the lanes are clear there. Had a report 565 westbound near Madison Boulevard. That one reported with an injury, although I'm not sure if there was one. 565 at County Line. That one's on the eastbound side. Sounds like it's pulled over to the side of the road. Officers, construction workers, and first responders put their lives on the line every time they step on the roadway. Why not make it safer for them? Move over. It's the law. Captain Nick in the 72 and Jeff Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes Sprinter vans, 12-passenger Ford Transit vans, 15-passenger Ford Transit vans, and 15-passenger Chevrolet Express vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com. When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
The Just for Pros event at Lowe's is back. Check out special savings on the toughest tools, hand-picked for pros. Buy one Metabo HPT 36-volt battery starter kit, get a select bare tool free. And save on the DeWalt Tough Grip 110-piece drill driver bit set. Was $49.98, now just $29.98. Shop in-store, online, or on the Lowe's app and pick up in-store. While supplies last, valid 1/17/22 through 1/28/22. U.S. only.
Tired of the same old menu options everywhere you go? Then you need to try Metro Diner in Huntsville and Madison. The award-winning Metro Diner serves up signature dishes like their Charleston shrimp and grits, famous fried chicken and waffles with strawberry butter, and lots more. Their entire menu is available anytime, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And stop by for brunch on Saturday or Sunday and enjoy the lowest price mimosas in town. Airport Road, Huntsville, and Highway 72 in Madison. In diner or at home, make it Metro Diner.
Hi, this is Chris Stewart. The quest for a 19th championship starts this fall. Listen to Alabama football all season long on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
Well, welcome back. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone, 256-576-4977. That's how you can join the program here for just a little bit in the end of hour one, and then we'll have a little bit of time there in hour number two. Coming up at 8:15, Troy head coach John Summerall is going to join the program because we're going to talk we got to talk Sun Belt football. And for those that were not paying attention over the weekend, the Sun Belt had quite a fantastic weekend. First of all, Marshall got by Notre Dame. That was 8-9 matchup. Then we all know App State got by Texas A&M. Georgia State got by Nebraska. And Louisiana has the nation's longest winning streak. So the Sun Belt had a fantastic weekend. College game day going to App State. John Summerall will join us in hour two. Brandon's with us now. Good morning, Brandon.
Morning.
Hey, man.
App State and Georgia State are going to play each other. That's going to be a pretty good game.
Should be.
I think Troy can give Appalachian a good game, man. I'm anxious to talk to Coach Summerall here in a little bit, but I know they played Ole Miss really tough. I know he wasn't satisfied with that result. And they got off to a slow start against Alabama A&M, but then came back to win very impressively at Troy to get his first win. But really looking forward to this challenge. He's competed against Appalachian in the league before when he was there. Certainly it's going to be a challenge. And Appalachians acquitted themselves well. I mean, they could easily be 2-0, against North Carolina. And, of course, they beat the hell out of A&M. Beat the hell out of A&M. So, but again, it's going to be a great opportunity for his program to be in the spotlight too, because of game day being on campus and everything in Boone.
I'm still letting that soak in that Texas A&M only had 38 plays on Saturday.
38 plays.
38 plays.
How much is that per million of NIL money with that recruiting class?
Well, no, that's about $1 million a play for what they're paying Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, that moron. Yeah.
Well, I like what Josh Pate did on his show where he took the 2014 gallon of burnt milk. I say burnt because I'm from the South. He took that and said, every week you keep drinking this. That was great. He said it should have been thrown away a long time ago talking about Jimbo's offense.
Yeah.
Totally. That was a great comparison as to what the problem there is. Because he said if Jimbo let somebody run the offense, he has basically gotten rid of himself. And that's what Drew's been saying for a long time about how outdated his offense was, how he didn't do anything. I agree with you. And wanted to touch on something, Jeff. He wanted to talk about Sunbelt the other day and kind of mouthed off at me. Well, I don't know if y'all saw the video of the guys from Barstool Sports at the Iowa. I think I sent it to Scott, and he responded. The guy that's screaming and everybody's throwing beers at him and stuff. That would be what Jeff would be if he had a radio show.
Somebody would just be throwing beers at him?
Yeah, that'd be what it'd be, because sometimes he's as lost as that guy that walked out on the field at LSU and doesn't understand why people are mad at him.
Dude, now that was the best. That dude, that guy, I don't know if people saw it, though. Did you see the video, Drew, the fan that walked on the field at the LSU game on Saturday?
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
I mean, he just casually strolled out onto the field and stood there.
Then he started trying to fight all the cops. I mean, I don't know what he was on, what kind of weed or whatever, but...
it had to be more than just weed.
I mean, he was obviously on something. I mean, he and Anais Smith...
I thought he was just going to walk into the play.
Texas
he
ATM.
Just stood there.
I mean, of course, they just...
How the hell did he get out there?
I don't know. I mean, he didn't. You look, and he didn't have like a credential or anything around his neck. So he must have come out of the stands, and everybody was just didn't know what to do and was just sort of shocked that he walked out there. But yeah, he tried to start a fight with like 5 cops.
Yeah, he was just like dazed and confused.
Yeah,
really, is the best way. And then he gets angry when the cops try to take him off the field.
They weren't rough with him at first. They were just like, "Sir,
come on, dude, let's go."
You gotta. And he's like, "What? What do you mean?" He's like, "You mean what are you talking about?" I mean, we spent $30 million on a recruiting class. I thought we were supposed to win. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not at Texas A&M. I'm in Baton Rouge. How did I get here?
He's trying to find a Western Union station. Is what he was trying to find.
I guess.
All right. Let's get that hour break in.
Brandon.
When we come back, going to kick off hour 2. Got a lot of conversation to get to. Plus your phone calls. Let's just wander out.
I don't know, man.
That was the best video of the weekend. All right.
And I told you, Jeff continues to say I didn't pick Kentucky. I just don't understand it.
He's saying nobody's picking Kentucky. Anyway, we don't have to worry about him. His phone call's done for the day. We'll be back with hour 2 next.
Do you know that your car or truck or SUV may be worth...
Sportsbook BetUS.com is back for a 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the tables. Sign up at BetUS.com or call 1-800-99-BET-US and get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
Coach, how's this year's lineup looking? It's looking great. We got a lot of MVVs and they are looking outstanding. Next.
Yes, what about trades?
Ma'am, University Kia always gives up to $5,000 of a KBB trade-in value. Right now, get up to $5,000 over Kelly Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. New 2022 Kia K5s are just $199 per month. Plus, we want to buy your car. Scan the QR code to see what your car's worth. Only at University Kia.
Our problems this morning have been around 565. Had a motorcycle hit the back of a truck near Sparkman on the westbound side. That one is clear. Got another one up near Madison Boulevard. Most of it's off in the median. Had one eastbound on 565 near County Line. All those have been slow areas at times. Couple of fuel spills, Clinton and Governors in 231 and Johnson Lane in Limestone County. Both should have been taken care of by now. Why not get healthy where it's cool? Become a Y member and enjoy over 200 group classes, swimming pools, awesome fitness equipment, and free child care. The YMCA, Huntsville and Madison will keep the air on for you. Captain Nick in the North Parkway, Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Another beautiful day across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures climbing into the mid-80s. Dropping into the lower 60s as we head into the overnight. Much the same for your Thursday. Plenty of sunshine, a couple of afternoon passing clouds, but that's about it. Not a drop of rain in the forecast. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s on Thursday, dropping into the low and mid-60s through the overnight, early into your Friday morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Braves now only a half game behind the Mets, minus 115 on the money line this afternoon against the Giants at plus 105, the over-under at 7.5. After 1 week of games, the Buffalo Bills are still the favorite to win the Super Bowl. Bills currently at plus 500, the Bucks at plus 700, Chiefs at plus 800, LA Chargers are up to plus 1100, and the Packers at plus 1400. Georgia now the favorite to win another college football playoff national championship, the Bulldogs at plus 175, surging past Alabama at plus 300, Ohio State at plus 350, Clemson and USC each at plus 1200. Red Hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwhiners.com.
I'm Trey Westerberg, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
All right, welcome in. Hour 2 of Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Just recap of Hour 1. It was a smorgasbord of phone calls, to say the least. We talked a little bit of Georgia. We talked Alabama. We talked Kentucky. We talked Michigan. We talked a little bit of everything in there. With the
I
phone
will
calls.
say this, Bob. He and I barb going back and forth a little bit, but it's a lot
different than a Jeff. Barb.
No, yeah, it's more good natured with Jeff trying to just absolutely pick a fight and just just come in and just knowing that he's listening and that I picked Kentucky repeatedly. And then to come on in here and say that I didn't, it's just annoying.
And speaking of Kentucky, Mark Stoops passed Bear Bryant for the winningest coach all
Jeff
time
didn't
in
mention
Kentucky
that. I'm
history.
shocked. He kept telling us that was coming. And yeah, he did.
But so it got me, and I found this. How far are other coaches away from passing their school record? I mean, because I did not know this. So Bear Bryant, 232 wins. That's the record at Alabama.
Right.
Nick Saban is at 185.
Yeah.
I mean, does Nick Saban ultimately, do you think he coaches long enough to get to 233?
Potentially. I mean, if he can continue to feed the beast because he's averaging, 11, 12 wins a year when you're counting the playoff.
Right.
And so that's I would have thought when he took the job that was no way. Just because you always said that you don't see coaches stay at a place, 20, 25 years anymore. But if he hits the 20 mark, and I definitely think he will, and he's still winning double-digit games a year.
That'd be about 2025, around there.
Once he hits the 200-win mark, then you start counting it down.
Right.
And if he had a 13, 14-win season, he could do it in 2 years. So I don't think there's any question that it's possible. And that would be amazing. I mean, just it's unbelievable. And I would, I was too young when Coach Bryant set those records, but to see it potentially happen, even if it was at Texas ATM, and I don't think Dirt Neck by then he'll be selling insurance. But I mean, I just, that would be, no matter where the game was played, I'd like to be covering the game where he set the all-time record at Alabama. That would be an amazing accomplishment if he could do that.
Speaking of Texas A&M, in case you're wondering, R.C. Slocum has that record at 123 wins.
You don't have to worry about Dirt Neck coming anywhere close to that.
He's at 35 right now.
Yeah, he's at 35. Kevin Sumlin is just as good a record as Dirt Neck. I mean, and has beaten more ranked teams than this clown has.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about Jimbo Fisher ever touching that. I mean, Jimbo won't ever have to coach another game in his life. Now, he may end up, at some podunk college in West Virginia, going back to his home state just to finish out his career. But he doesn't have to, because he can, with all the millions he's going to make to ride off into the sunset, he could, just go ahead and just, live on a ranch for the rest of his life and let people forget about what a moron he is.
West Virginia. That's his home. I mean, he could go back to West Virginia.
Well, I don't think West Virginia would hire him either. I certainly wouldn't. If he crashes and burns like I think he's going to at ATM, there might be some, FCS school or maybe a Division II school in West Virginia that might want to hire him, but or maybe Samford in our state. But I don't think he'll be at a big time school.
All right, Arkansas, Frank Broyles has the record there at 144 wins. That's the school record for Arkansas. Sam Pittman's got a ways to go. He's only at 14.
No, I mean, no. Let's not get carried away with that. He's done an amazing job.
I'm just going over everybody there and what they have now. Vince Dooley has 201.
Yeah.
Kirby Smart's at 68. So,
well,
that's a fast rank.
Kirby's young enough. If he can keep winning at this clip and this – look, I know Bob's probably still listening, and everybody knows I'm not a huge Kirby fan, but
133
I'll give him
wins
credit
away
for what he's done, winning a national championship, winning multiple SEC titles. He's and actually, I guess I'm giving him too much credit. I guess he's only won the one because he didn't win it last year. He won it in 2017, and they routed Auburn.
Yeah.
And he had a rough first year, but all coaches usually have rough first years. He's certainly overcome this disastrous Vanderbilt loss. His loss to Vanderbilt was like Nick Saban's loss to Louisiana Monroe his first year. You just have those kind of losses when you're trying to reset a culture and reset an organization and a program, which he did. And then, like I said, then Alabama won the SEC in 2018, and then LSU won it in 19. So he has won one SEC title and one national title, though. So he's certainly earned those. And now, you don't give an award for this, but they're probably the best team in the country right now. But, at one time or another last year, they were the best team in the country. Then Alabama beat them like a drum in the SEC championship game, but they bounced back, whacked Michigan, and then won the national championship. So the one good thing about the playoff, and this is why I like it, is it used to be during the regular season, if you lost one game, it was almost a disaster.
Right.
That there was no playoff, and that you had to, be
the BCS rankings put you pretty much out of everything.
Undefeated, and it was all going to come down to subjective voting. Now at least you have a chance to get into the playoff, and they're going to expand the playoff. And I got news for the country. If they expand it with what Kirby's done and what Alabama's doing, and even what if LSU if Brian Kelly can turn that around. The SEC is routinely in an 8 to 12 team playoff going to get at least 3 teams in.
Right.
And sometimes they might get 4. So that's just how good the league is. Who knows, Jeff? Maybe one year Kentucky, even if they finish second in the East and don't make it to Atlanta, they might still have a chance to get in, man. Now, if it's 12 teams.
I know I'm going to mention this one thing, and then we got to get a break because John Summerall is going to join us on the flip side. We want to spend more time with him. Wes Cawley, the Cawley Matrix poll.
Here we go. I can't wait. Okay. Who's number one?
Who's number one in this? This is for Jeff from the Borough. Yeah. Kentucky is number one.
Come on!
Number one.
Send this to Jeff. Jeff, please listen to us. The quality matrix has Kentucky, and it's not a round basketball, man.
Kentucky
is awesome.
Penn State is number 2.
Oh.
Mississippi State is 3. Oregon State is 4.
What?
Duke is 5.
I think that dude's. I'm not talking about Collie. I'm talking about Oregon State. If they're number 4, then what kind of weed was that guy smoking at LSU, brother?
Duke is 5. Indiana 6. Arkansas 7.
Hey, this is just what Jeff was talking about
It
with
is.
the playoff.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. What's Duke ranked?
Duke is number 5.
Oh, that's what you said? Oh,
yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kansas. What's Kansas ranked? Jeff was talking about putting Kansas in the playoff.
Yeah, Kansas is, by the way, Alabama is 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tennessee's 29. I'm trying to find Kansas and all of this.
They're 2-0. They're not. Okay.
Yeah, they're 2-0, but there's a lot of teams that are 2-0.
Okay.
Yeah, Vanderbilt is 56, so there you go.
Well, certainly Kansas has got to be ranked higher than Vandy.
Yeah, okay. Let's we'll fill you in on where everybody else
They're number 1, Jeff.
They're number 1
in the poll.
All right.
In football.
Let's get a break in. John Summerall joins us next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Good morning from the traffic center. They're paging out a wreck at Tanner on Huntsville Browns Ferry, but it sounds like they're going to be able to move it to the side of the road. Got a wreck on 53 northbound near I-65. No report of injury there. 565 eastbound at County Line should be clearing. 565 westbound at Madison Boulevard should be clearing, and they've cleared 565 westbound at Sparkman. That's where the motorcycle hit the back of a truck. Welcome Week at the Heart of the Valley YMCA continues through September 18th. You can try their classes, swim, work out, or just hang out with your neighbors at the Y. Captain Nick in the North Parkway Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were yelling at another car while driving, let me say it again.
You need to calm down. Yelling is just making everyone as stressed out as you are and letting them all know that you definitely aren't trying to save with Progressive Snapshot.
And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't yelling at another car, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Gunner's Landing is one of the Tennessee Valley's finest golf experiences. Just 35 minutes from downtown Huntsville, Gunner's Landing's 18-hole championship Jewel is open to the public 7 days a week. Located in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, Gunner's Landing offers you a golf experience like no other. With beautiful Lake Gunnersville views throughout the round, Gunner's Landing is golf the way nature intended. Gunner's Landing's Club Repair Shop offers a full range of services, including re-gripping and adjusting the lofts and lies of your clubs, even putters. Since the work is done in-house, your clubs will be returned to you in a timely manner. Unmatched in the North Alabama area, it is Gunner's Landing. Schedule your tee time today at gunnerslandinggolf.com. That's gunnerslandinggolf.com.
Here's something to get your tailgating in gear this football season. Brooks & Collier have the perfect selection of outdoor furniture for your dream backyard and the biggest selection of grills from Big Green Egg, Traeger, Blaze, Memphis, and Montalpi. Football season is grilling season. Lucy and Ivy, they're just waiting on something to fall off the grill. And remember, you could qualify for 12 months deferred interest with Synchrony Bank. Brooks & Collier, 813 Meridian Street and at brooksandcollier.com.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
Your favorite sports book, BetUS.com, is back for their 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers their members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite leagues, including college football and the NFL. They've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest European slots, and their live dealers are waiting for you at the tables. Sign up at BetUS.com and use the promo code WZZN. That's BetUS.com and the promo code WZZN.
The Just for Pros event at Lowe's is back. Check out special savings on the toughest tools, hand-picked for pros. Buy one Metabo HPT 36-volt battery starter kit. Get a select bare tool free. And save on the DeWalt Tough Grip 110-piece drill driver bit set. Was $49.98, now just $29.98. Shop in-store, online, or on the Lowe's app and pick up in-store. While supplies last, valid 1/17/22 through 1/28/22. U.S. only.
This is Eli Gold, voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now more of Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond on your home for Crimson Tide Sports 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Roll Tide.
And welcome back to Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Theisen, Drew DeArmond with you until 9. Just time flies by, especially on this Wednesday. And we talked a little bit about it to kick off hour number 2. What a huge weekend it was for the Sun Belt. They called it Statement Saturday.
Yep.
Marshall got that win over a top 10 ranked Notre Dame team. We all know the App State Texas A&M story. Georgia State goes on there. They get Nebraska. Louisiana has the nation's longest winning streak. Those are the big ones that they showed out. But along the way, other history was made too. And I say history because it all goes down in the books at the same time. There was one coach that picked up his very first win as a head coach in the Sun Belt.
Yes, it was. It was over his hometown squad, and we talked with him throughout this process once he got the head coaching job that it was going to be his home opener, and what great irony that was, and kind of fate that he would play against them. They win 38-17. They're now 1-1, and now they're headed to College Game Day in Appalachian State, Boone, North Carolina. I know he's competed against this program when he was there as an assistant under Neil Brown, and this Troy program has slain dragons as well. They've won at LSU when he was a part of the program. They've beaten Oklahoma State at home in the past, and they certainly have won it in Nebraska. So this is a program at Troy that's used to going on the road in these kind of hostile environments, and they certainly will have a great opportunity this Saturday. But we're always honored to be joined on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline by John Summerall, the first-year head football coach of the Troy Trojans. Coach, good morning. You're with Drew and Scott. How are you?
Drew, Scott, good morning. I appreciate you guys having me. Always good to visit with y'all.
Well, Coach, congratulations. First of all, get that win last week. Really, big for the program to get that win to go to 1-1. But for you, as a head coach, you get that first one out of the way.
Yeah, it was nice to get a W and get my first one here as a head coach. And we didn't start the game as clean as I'd like, but the first quarter we did not play very good football. But after that, the second, third quarter, we outgained A&M like 360 yards to 70 yards. And so once our guys settled in and really took to some adjustments that we made on both sides of the ball, we played pretty good, and then got up 31-3, and then rolled some guys through and probably got a little bit more loose at the end of the game than what I would like because of maybe some depth guys getting in the game. We got to make sure those guys are more ready to play when they get in. But glad to get the win. Never going to apologize for a win. We still got a long way to go to get to where I want to be, though.
No question. And, Coach, I know you've kind of emphasized this week, but you guys really battled and played hard against Ole Miss. I watched that game, but you didn't start as quickly as you wanted in that contest either. I think the key is you've kind of told everybody to the drill is you want to start quickly in Boone, North Carolina, because there's going to be a lot of emotion in the game. College game day there, but again, your squads in both of these first two ball games haven't started as quickly as I know you would like.
Yeah, we've really, it's been interesting. We've really come out of the half and played really good second half football. Which
yes,
the last year version of the Troy football team in 2021 really played poorly in the third quarter, and we've played really good in the second half so far this year. We have not started the way I want us to, and we've got to start a whole lot faster than how we've started these first 2 weeks. Or this next stretch of games, we're going to put ourselves behind the 8 ball too early to probably have an opportunity to win those games. You can't, we're getting ready to play the App State, Marshall, and Western Kentucky in 3 consecutive weeks here. And for us, that's a gauntlet of teams. That's you already mentioned what App State's done. They're the 6th winningest FBS football program since 2014. Their last 100 games, they're 80-20. So they've had success that's been sustained through 3 coaches, and then Marshall obviously going into the South Bend and knocking off Notre Dame, and then Western Kentucky won 9 games last year. So this next stretch of games, our bunch has got to start a whole lot faster, or we're going to be in a position that we're not real proud of.
As a coaching staff, what do you do? How do you do that? We hear coaches say that all the time, that, we need to get off to a better start. What do you do, and how do you help get a team off to a faster start?
Yeah, it's a really good question, Scott. I've probably looked at every part of our pregame schedule to see if there's something I need to tweak or adjust that could maybe help our guys just from a battle rhythm standpoint of being prepared. Much of what we're doing here is similar to what we did at Kentucky and similar to what we did when I was an assistant here at Troy last from a schedule standpoint. But you look at the battle rhythm of the day, of game day, and try to see if there's something you need to change. Also, I've talked to all 3 phases of our staff about maybe how we call the game early. Might have to adjust a little bit to get our players to play a little bit more aggressive early in the game. And sometimes it can be a product of playing over-aggressive and not being disciplined enough. And then probably the biggest area where we have not done a great job early in the game, and once we settled in, we've done a lot better job, it's just in our pre-snap communication. I think, probably the most understated characteristic of a great football player is he's got to be a great communicator of the call that we're in and the checks and adjustments that happens within those calls. And that's, some of the big plays we gave up defensively, some of the missed assignments we had offensively, the first part of the last 2 games has really been more self-inflicted stuff where we can't beat ourselves. When we talk a lot around here, you can't beat anybody until you don't beat yourself, and that's an area where we've got to continue to improve.
No question. And Coach, I know what did you see that you liked the most, though, with your team against Ole Miss? And Ole Miss has got one of the best offenses in America. I thought it said a lot for your squad. I mean, the guys were down, 21 to nothing, and then it was 28-3, but you kept battling. Your squad, I thought, defensively competed. I thought Gunner did some really good things throwing the football. I thought you guys were close to really making that a 4-quarter game. But again, I thought your kids really battled. What did you take out of that game the most?
It's the 4th quarter and we get the ball and it's 28-10.
There you go.
We got a chance to make it 28-17 on the plus side of the field, and then we have an opportunity at 28-10 still. We get our hands on the ball and almost intercept one, and if we intercept it, it's probably a walk into the end zone. And so we had a couple of situations late in that game to probably make it a little more interesting than it ended up being. Positives, you look at what Ole Miss has done since Lane's been there. I think he's been there now 25 games. Mm-hmm. He's been held to 28 points or less, I think 6 or 7 times in 25 games. So we're one of those 6 or 7 games, which is something positive. I mean, a lot of SEC teams have had a hard time holding that offense under 28 points. And so that's one area where we can point back and go, hey, we found a way to bow our necks and fight and finish the game the right way. I do think we've thrown the ball maybe better offensively than I anticipated we would. We got to improve the run game, but our pass game, I mean, you look at what we've done in the pass game. Gunner's done some really good things. I think he's right now in second half passing, second in the country in college football. So he's done some good things, and our receiving core, including our tight ends, have caught the ball well. And so that's been positive. And we got to continue to grow upon what those strengths have been so far. We've got to improve our weaknesses and offset those.
Yeah, this week, that task is a tall task. I mean, you're facing a team that is, I mean, getting tons of national praise this week. It's Appalachian State. I have to imagine getting the attention is not hard this week, and you just alluded to it, maybe not trying so hard when you start. I'm sure the enthusiasm, the energy, the level is going to be through the roof early on in this one.
Yeah, football is a game you got to play with passion, enthusiasm, energy. You can't just roll out the ball and go play. You got to be excited about playing, but you also have to be disciplined and focused and detailed in regards to your job. And so there's a balance there. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot to get anybody's attention for this ball game. I mean, like I referenced earlier, App State's got the 6th most wins in FBS in 2014 behind Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahoma, and Georgia. All right, and so they're a pretty good outfit. I mean, they're one of I think 4 or 5 programs that have won 9 games every year since 2015. It's been App State, Alabama, Clemson, and Oklahoma. So there's only 4 of them that won 9 games every year for the last 7 years or 6 years. So it doesn't take a whole lot to recognize we've got to be prepared to play the game the right way, or we're going to get exposed. And a lot of people may be doubting us. A lot of people may be believing us. I don't really know. We have the opportunity to go out and prove people right or prove them wrong by how we play.
Yeah, and I know you have a lot of respect for Sean Clark. It's his 3rd year there, and they play with a lot of toughness. I think it reflects what you want your program to be about, and you certainly have played. Your team's played hard the first couple of weeks. Certainly played against a really good Ole Miss team. You guys, as you said, the 2nd and 3rd quarters played at a very high level against Alabama A&M. But this is going to take your best 4 quarters of the season, Coach, to go on the road and beat a team like this.
There's no question. Kind of goes back to we played good second half football. We got to start faster. Or this thing will be out of control before we're ready to play the game the right way. So we got to get out to a good start. And like you said, I got a lot of respect for Sean. Really like him. Think he's a really good football coach. He's an App State guy. He's been a part of that program now. He's there as the O-line coach for Scott Satterfield and then for Eli Drinkwitz, and then he got the head job when Eli left. And so he understands that culture. I think that's probably the most impressive thing about them is watching them on tape. You can tell there's a standard that has been set over a lengthy period of time, and they didn't. They're getting a lot of attention right now because they just beat Texas A&M. They've been playing really good football for a long time there, and it's been sustained, and it's sort of lasted throughout different coaches, and so it's a part of their culture. And that's something that I want to be Troy. I don't want to be App State. So I do have a lot of respect for what they're doing. I'd like for us to get to that level in regards to the consistency and just how they play the game. I have a lot of respect for.
No doubt. And Coach, with your squad, talk about the things that you're the most proud of out of the A&M game. I know you talked about the 2 quarters, but I know you guys named your players of the week. Gunner's played at a very high level. Talk about defensively. I know that's your bread and butter. How have you liked the way your defense has competed through 2 games?
Yeah, I think we've got I referenced this earlier. I think we have a lot of room to grow in regards to pre-snap communication. Right. To be quite honest with you, Drew, the explosive plays we've given up through 2 games has been not to take anything away from our opponents, but it's been a lot of things that we just have not gotten lined up properly, or maybe leveraged the ball properly, or adjust the coverage properly versus different formations. So there's a lot of things. I'm so focused on where we have to improve, but I do think our kids are playing really, really hard. I mean, I think you'll watch them on tape. Really a cool opportunity for me post-game at Ole Miss. Monty Kiffin came to our locker room and sought me out. He said, "Coach, your kids played hard today, man." And so for me, that was, that's a really great compliment for our kids on defense, and really our whole team is to get somebody like that who's seen a lot of football, and for him to come over and acknowledge how hard our team played. That's encouraging. We've got to play a lot better brand of football, but if our guys will continue to give effort and they'll continue to learn and continue to grow, then we can go wherever we want to go. We just have to improve each and every day and focus on small battles that we're trying to win.
Well, of course, that starts on Saturday on the road at App State. It was a great weekend for the conference, though, too. The Sun Belt, what a great showing for the conference.
No doubt. Great weekend for the Sun Belt, and proud to be in this league. I think we've got a great product.
We do, and then I wanted to say one thing, my final comment, because you named him Special Teams Player of the Week. I think it speaks highly of how the buy-in for your program early, Coach. You named Eric Shaw the Special Teams Player of the Week, the transfer from South Carolina from Reeltown, that he's already making that kind of impact and buying in and doing the things in the kicking game. The kicking game is going to be a big part of having a chance to win in Boone on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a third of the game, and a lot of people overlook that, but really proud of Eric's buy-in. He played 17 snaps with 3 relentless effort plays in special teams Saturday. He is got a very high ceiling and a bright future, and we're glad he's a part of our program, and we got to play really good in the kicking game each and every week to give ourselves an advantage.
No question. Well, we're going to be rooting hard for you Saturday, Coach. Safe travels to Boone. Great opportunity for your program to be in the spotlight. We all are huge Troy fans here in Huntsville, but congratulations on win number 1, and hope to get number 2 on Saturday. Good luck and safe travels.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. It's always good to visit with you.
That's John Summerall with us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. That's a great conversation there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, you rooted for them very heavily this past Saturday against Alabama A&M, and they are going into an environment on Saturday where, I mean, just ask North Carolina how tough it was to go on the road.
It's going to be tough. They're all excited. I mean, you saw the excitement when after Dirt Neck went down in flames, and they were. I guess it was what you would call like the
national championship celebration in the streets of App State.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say the main street in Boone, North Carolina, because it was coming from both ways. I mean, I saw it on Twitter. There was people they closed the road, and people were just running up and down with flags, waving them, excited. That's what happens when you beat the most overrated coach in America.
People celebrating like it was the biggest win.
I mean, when your head coach makes less than their defensive line by a lot,
yes,
because you've basically had to pay people to play for you because that's the only way you can get them to come play at your university. I mean, come on. But then you can't motivate them. You can't get them to play hard. I'm sure they'll play hard against Alabama because it's Alabama, but obviously the head coach can't get these guys focused. We'll see if they can beat the Ruiz Hurricanes, But, I mean, I'll be rooting hard for Miami. Like I said, they can't go 0-12 because they won the first one, but they could still go 1-11. I very seriously doubt that would happen.
No, but we just went over. They could seriously be 1-5 after 6 games.
I'm never rooting for them to win another game until Dirt Neck's gone. So, I mean, that's just plain and simple. I mean, I don't like liars. I don't like scumbags. And, like I said, man, he needs to be on Fox and just make it even worse and let him and Urban Meyer go back and forth as analysts.
I know, look, Fox touted, and I get it. The Alabama-Texas game had over 10 million digital or whatever. It was the highest-rated college football game on Fox history, the highest college football-rated game on Saturday by far. I get it. There were a lot of eyeballs on it. Doesn't mean Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt got any better because of the 10 million people watching it. That was some bad football by those two.
Yeah.
Bad football. I'm just saying. It was not good.
It wasn't. It was. I mean, but I mean, Appalachian played great. I mean, they executed.
No, they did. Yes.
If it wasn't for a missed tackle on a kickoff return, Dirt Neck's team wouldn't even have scored in the second half on their home field. I mean, it was just, and then it would have been a 2-touchdown loss because a kid dropped a pass. I mean, Appalachian didn't play perfect. I mean, they didn't even have to play perfect to whip Texas A&M.
Isn't that sad to say?
No, it's beautiful.
I mean, yes, for you, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, and I say all this knowing that they'll probably play Alabama off their feet. I still hope it's 65-0. Probably won't be, but I mean, good grief. I mean,
question is though, will we see Max Johnson in that Miami game?
I mean, I would hope so if Dirt Neck has a pulse. I mean, I know Haynes King had a decent stat line in their first game in that 31-0 shutout of Sam Houston State, but he didn't play well on Saturday. It wasn't all his fault. I mean, they only had 40-something snaps because their defense is soft as butter, and you got, Denver Harris out here playing Tokyo Drift, running through on TikTok or wherever he was. If you've seen the video, he's going through a parking deck like Tokyo Drift.
I saw
driving
that.
around like a nut whack.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sitting here going, geez, what discipline they have in this program.
Yes, I saw that
you should
yesterday.
Be practicing at that speed, but not driving at that speed. About to wreck your car and destroy some other people's. But there's no telling how much NIL money you got to go there anyway.
So we've all know the story about Arkansas and Sam Pittman, and they're off to a great start.
Yeah.
This week they host Bobby Petrino and Missouri State.
It'll be a massacre.
Yeah, and Arkansas sitting inside the top 10 this week, and I mean that is good news. But people in the media, some people around the country are mocking or, making fun of Arkansas for sitting inside the top 10, especially on social media. Sam Pittman explains.
Well, I think it's a big deal. I do. Everybody always looks at the negative all the time, and I tweeted out that we were number 10, and then I got some responses, well, it doesn't matter. Well, I ain't tweeting it out to you guys or a 50-year-old man. I'm trying to use it as recruiting, so I really don't care what the guy says. You know what I mean? I'm trying to recruit, not him or them. I recruit. And so we're proud of it. Sure, we're proud of it. And that doesn't mean that that's where we want to stay or – it's hard to be in the top 10. We've done it 2 years in a row. The kids have done it, and the assistant coaches have done it. Yeah, I'm proud of it. Sure am. Whenever it came out, I was smiling ear to ear. Now, what that means right now, it means that we're number 10 today, and I tweeted it out. I'm proud of it.
And 3 years ago, they were worse than Vandy.
They should be, yeah.
I mean, so they should be
tweeting
proud
it out.
of it, and I don't care how much Dirt Neck and those guys spent on recruiting, they're still not better than Arkansas. I'm going to say that. I said during the Atlanta, and I'm going to stick with it. Now, I'll freely admit I didn't think Appalachian was going to beat them. And I'm not disrespecting Appalachian. They're a very well-respected Group of 5 program. I just didn't think that, that Dirt Neck's team would just basically lay down and lose that game. I thought they would have enough talent and enough, to them to
Fortitude
find a way
and everything to come in there and win it. Yeah.
To get the job done, and pretty impressively.
That's what's the key there. You just said it impressively. It's not like App State went in there, won on a miracle fluke play at the end.
But I mean,
this was domination.
They didn't play that well against Sam Houston State, and then when you look at it, and then they turn around and they play Appalachian. I still never thought they would lose, but until the fourth quarter when it became obvious that they couldn't even stop the run. We'll see what they've got to them. I mean, certainly they're having people shovel dirt on them, including myself, all week. That's why I said they would beat Miami, because that's the way teams like this operate. they underachieve because they don't take people seriously that they should, and then against the good teams they show up and win. But it's just, in the end, it'll turn out to be 8-4.
Right.
I still don't think they're made of the right stuff, because again, if you got a bunch of mercenaries and you're paying everybody, and that's the reason you're coming to that school. And again, they have great facilities and fan support, but look, man, they haven't won anything since they had bars on the helmets. So that's what I'm saying. They don't have the tradition of an Alabama. They don't even have a tradition of Tennessee. And yet Tennessee's had 15 years of, running in the, since Philip Fulmer ran out of gas. They're trying to get steady themselves.
Yeah.
But if you just look at it historically, they don't. Tennessee is a better program.
Speaking of Tennessee, they have a home game with Akron on Saturday.
Yeah, they do.
The Vols are a 47.5-point favorite.
Oh, they'll win it easily.
Yeah, but you know who's coaching Akron, right? Remember who's coaching Akron?
No.
Joe Moorhead.
Oh, that's right. Going to have to get my Yankee ass out of here. Well, they did, quick. Sorry, it's Joe Moorhead's forgettable. That was a disaster. Not quite Dirt Neck.
Not quite Chad Morris disaster, though.
I mean, it was so bad he won the Egg Bowl and got fired.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, we're going to have levels of bad in the SEC. We've got Ed Orgeron bad, Chad Morris bad, or Jimbo Fisher bad. Those are we got to put those kind of like the pepper scale or whatever.
At least Joe Moorhead was interesting to talk to. I mean, we talked to him at SEC Media Day. He's a very nice guy. He wasn't, talking to him 1,000 words a minute and lying every other sentence and cutting people off and acting like he's the smartest guy in the room instead of being the dumbass that he is.
But see, the pepper level, you know how we have the pepper level, when you eat peppers or what, I forget the scale. We just need to have an Ed Orgeron, Jimbo Fisher, Chad Morris pepper coaching scale so that we can just throw them in there and say, team wasn't
basically
Chad Morris
Ed Orgeron and Jimbo are Mutt and Jeff. Okay, that's who they are. But Ed Orgeron, he got $17 million to go away, but Jimbo is going to get a lot more than that because of the stupidity of the administration at A&M.
Unless the bottom completely falls out, and I say completely falls out, Texas A&M is stuck with Jimbo Fisher for a foreseeable future.
They're going to have to be
foreseeable.
There'll be some more 8-4, 9-3 type seasons when they think they're supposed to be going undefeated and
but if you win 8-9 wins, I mean that's
they might. I think they'll still find a way probably to go to 8-4 this year.
Well, that's what we thought they would be all along. 8-4, no worse, no better. All right. Let's get that final break in. When we come back, tomorrow's headlines today, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I don't see any major snags for
It's looking great. We got a lot of MVVs and they are looking outstanding. Next.
Yes, what about trades?
Ma'am, University Kia always gives up to $5,000 of a KBB trade-in value. Right now, get up to $5,000 over Kelly Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. New 2022 Kia K5s are just $199 per month. Plus, we want to buy your car. Scan the QR code to see what your car's worth. Only at University Kia.
Save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
By now, you know that sound. It's the sound of the Home Depot. But what about those sounds? Those are the sounds of ice from LG's exclusive slow-melting craft ice for better-tasting drinks, making this the sound of savings on top brand appliances. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Final days get up to 25% off plus $750 instant savings on select LG appliances through July 13th. Valid June 22nd through July 13th, U.S. only. Gas range extra. See store for details.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
Two Maids and a Mop. That's all you need to know to clean house. Two Maids and a Mop is an award-winning company, bonded and insured. Hire them for yourself, or they have gift cards if you want to make someone else's day. Find out more online at twomaidshuntsville.com. A maid service worth talking about. Two Maids and a Mop take care of everything. They supply all the cleaning equipment needed. Call 256-883-6243. The only finger you'll need to lift is the one to call them.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
Do you know that your car or truck or SUV may be worth up to 30 or 40% more than it was last year? It's true. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and now is the perfect time to trade in, trade up to a gold certified or blue certified pre-owned car, truck, SUV, or crossover. While our new vehicle inventory continues to build back, our Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles are nearing 100 models to choose from, and a good variety too. Woody Anderson Ford Gold certified vehicles are 6 years or younger with less than 80,000 miles and have passed 172-point inspection by factory certified technicians. They have a 14-day, 1,000-mile money-back guarantee, a great comprehensive limited warranty, 24-hour roadside assistance, and go home with full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. Get nearly a new ride and none of the worries. Woody Anderson Ford, Jordan at Sparkman. Hope to see you soon.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. We're still a place to call for your insulation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com. It's time for tomorrow's headlines today with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
All right, 256-576-4977. You want to get in on the tomorrow's headlines today, feel free to do so. We do start with Major League Baseball. In case you were not paying attention late last night, the Atlanta Braves got the best of the San Francisco Giants and the Chicago Cubs, despite...
There you go! Go Cubs!
I know. Go Cubs. Yeah,
they beat DeGrom!
They did, but they also helped the Atlanta Braves, though, because they beat
Only
the Mets.
half game back, yeah.
And the Giants lost.
Kyle Wright,
Braves,
18 wins now.
Yep, so that is good news there if you are the Atlanta Braves, as they this race is going down to the end. ESPN actually moved, I believe, the last game of that series between the Mets and the Braves down the road. They moved that to ESPN, picked that up for a night game.
Right.
So this race is going to come down to the end. Really, I believe it's the only race in Major League Baseball that is even close.
Yeah.
Because the Yankees...
Well, like for the division.
Yeah, for the division. The Yankees and the Rays, the Yankees are holding on, and the Yankees more than likely are going to win that division.
Yeah.
Between
the Rays, yeah.
The Rays, yeah. The Rays had gotten that, I believe, down to 3 games or 4 games. It's back up to 6. Cleveland is 3 better than the White Sox in the Central. Houston is 12.5 over Seattle. The Dodgers clinched the National League West last night with their win over Arizona, so that one's already in the books. St. Louis and Milwaukee is 7. So, yeah, the Mets and the Braves are a half a game. It's the only division race that is close, entertaining. So that one's going to come down to the end. There's not going to be much of a separation. Cubs and Mets again today. Braves and Giants again today. So that is how that series stacks up.
Because the Braves have been on the West Coast now for about a week and a half. So they're playing a lot of late games. But big kudos to Kyle Wright. Gave him 5 1/3 yesterday. 100 pitches last night and got through the game. Bullpen was solid. This time Jansen didn't throw up all over himself. He did when they came back and they could have took the series against Seattle. And he blew the save after the Braves made an epic comeback. But he was able to subdue it last night. And Kyle's got 18 wins now. Got a legit shot, Scott. I mean, I think they've got 20 games left in the regular season. So, it'll be over before you know it from the standpoint, and then the playoffs will be underway. But Kyle, with that 18th win last night, has got a legit shot to be a 20-game winner, which is really cool. And that would be tremendous, and which means he'd be on the short list for a Cy Young Award. I mean, as we've seen, it doesn't really matter now if you win 20 or not. It's more about your ERA and your and just your overall effectiveness and your numbers. And he's been very, very effective. But what it's been proven is, even if you win, you can win a Cy Young now if you win 12 or 13 games. If you have a minuscule ERA and have tremendous stuff. But the thing is, if, say, Kyle finishes strong, can win his last couple starts, get that ERA under 3, because I think it's at 3.18 right now. But he's got really good numbers. And if the Braves can catch the Mutts, I mean, if they can catch them and win the division, he has a legit shot to be a Cy Young Award winner, which is just amazing. The growth we've seen from him this year.
All right, 256-576-4977. One of the things that I do got to mention is because we were laughing about this after the show yesterday. I think it was while you were doing the recruiting blitz on the Blitz Sports Radio.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Bob Stoops and Fran McCaffrey got duped into
trolling Iowa.
Yeah, trolling Iowa. By somebody paid for cameos, and these are where you go and you pay people to do videos. Basically, making a video in reference to the fact that their offensive coordinator had gotten fired, and wrote it so brilliantly that they read these. Well, Bob Stoops came out yesterday and adamantly denied the fact that he was in on this or that he knew this was related to Iowa.
Over his head.
Yeah, he said it flew right over his head that this would be Brian Ferentz. And Fran McCaffrey, the Iowa basketball coach, said the same thing, that he had no idea that this was for – he would not have done it had it been – if he would have known it was for Brian Ferentz. But I tell you what, so we started looking. And no, there's not too many SEC coaches that have cameos. Mike Leach is one, though. You can do a cameo with Mike Leach.
Yeah, I don't think Nick Saban's going to be doing
cameos.
No,
Nick Saban does not have a cameo. You cannot buy a video for Nick Saban. We went and looked at the SEC coaches.
I would just love to see Josh Maxson or somebody go up to Nick Saban and ask him if he'd do a cameo. He'd be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, this is Bob Stoops, though. This is how good this is. Imagine this.
Hello there, Brian. Bob Stoops here saying hi. And listen, I know you've had a tough couple of 2-3 years there, but the good news is your family still supports you, buddy. Especially your dad. He wants you to know that. But and even though everyone else seems to be against you, sometimes the best advice is to break free from the family business, man. Go do what you got to do. So anyhow, all the best to you, and a big boomer sooner, and good luck.
Can you believe that he actually read all that and didn't realize what the hell was going on?
Had no clue.
I mean, good Lord.
Had no clue.
I mean, I can read that, and did you not? I mean, and again, he's not in coaching right now. He sort of is. He's half in, and I only say that because it's the Czars XFL and whatever the hell it is.
Czars XFL.
It is. I mean, I don't
like
care.
Like it's his league.
He's the only one that talks about it. I mean, he gets these bloggers on. I don't know. They may start talking about it on the Blitz. I don't know. I'm not talking about it, okay? I'm just not.
But you are.
I can't stand it. I'm just saying that's why I said he's half in coaching. I don't really know if that's really coaching. I guess it is.
Well, it's good enough that he can't be on Fox pregame.
Well, that's
They had
right.
to give it to Urban Liar.
Yeah, they had to give it to a scumbag.
Maybe Jimbo. Maybe you can have Jimbo.
Jimbo's on deck, man.
You can have Jimbo and Urban on the same set.
I'll just say this for SEC Network. Don't hire Jimbo when he's fired because nobody will watch. I mean, good Lord. Let him go do some outdoor channel about cow manure.
Okay.